look at Caleb's interception down late in the third quarter when you guys were driving there about the 20-yard line?
And they end up getting the ball back.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a challenge, opportunity there, and there's officials that are in the box looking at the play, and we're trying to communicate with the officials, on the sidelines, so you don't have to burn your challenge if you don't have to. And you can't believe how tight that gets sometimes because they're lining up, fixing to take the next snap. And we challenged them both, and or I was willing to burn the challenge, but both times they stopped it. They didn't force me to use the challenge, and both times they reviewed the box. And on that one in particular, they said it was an interception. So there's nothing else you can do. You can challenge them, and they can look at it, they can review it, but after they've done all their due diligence, it was an interception. So nothing else we can do about it.
Coach, you guys alternated using a no huddle to semi-huddle to a full huddle, I guess. What kind of dictates that? I mean, is that something that you guys see? I guess you see something in the defense. You change that up? I mean, because you guys were kind of...
We make those decisions normally going into the ball game through game plan throughout the course of the week, but we like to change the tempo up. Some teams come out and pride themselves on how many plays they can get off in a minute, and we can match any one of those teams as far as the number of plays in a minute if we want to. We like to huddle up. It gives us a chance to get our leader in the huddle, our quarterback in the huddle, and everybody making eye contact. So we're a huddle them up team first, but we have the availability to do a lot of different things to change the tempo of our offense, and we do it every week. We think it's one of the ways we keep the defense off balance. Sometimes it may slow down the number of blitzes and stunts that they're able to signal in, and so we change the tempo throughout the course of the game in every game. That's part of what we do.
Did you see what happened on the missed extra point?
No, I didn't see it. To be quite honest with you, I was watching the front to see if there's any leakage, because I thought in the end it was going to come down to a long field goal. I really kept an eye on it. Obviously, he mishit it, or maybe it was a bobble snap. Who knows? But he missed it.
Do you think wind was a factor in today's game in general?
I don't know if it was or not. I mean, you had to make decisions based on the wind. There was, particularly right there at the end of the game when we went for it, with a little bit of time left, we're punting into the wind, and that had some influence on our decision. And if they punted into the wind, they got it back around the 50-yard line. If they got one first down, we didn't have enough timeouts in order for us to save the game. We got it all calculated out there. Our guy up there is the smartest guy in Tippecanoe County up there with all those charts in front of him. He's right on top of it, and we knew exactly what was going to happen. If we punted it into the wind, they got it on the 50. If they got one first down, there was no chance we'd get the ball back. So we opted to go ahead and take our shot. And then plus, if they line up and kick a field goal from there and the wind behind their back, then we were in a pickle from the score standpoint-wise. So the wind was a factor in decision making. I don't know how much the factor was in the outcome of the game. The last punt that we didn't field was a really high punt, and the wind got up underneath it. It was way up there in the air. And I wish Wayne would have caught it, but he made a decision. It rolled down. We start off inside the one, and that's tough. Way down the side like that. So I don't know if it was a factor. If it was a factor in decision making, I don't know if it was a factor in winning or losing today. I thought both teams, we threw the ball pretty well into the wind with the wind behind our back, and they made some plays too. So I don't think it was a factor.
I mean, they bounced outside, so I would just need to get out there, keep contained, so we can bounce it back in. So our defense tactics make the play.
Just the back and forth of this game, and just needing to play here, and it's kind of a bit of a frustrating loss because you guys were right there in position.
Yeah, I mean, but it was a great environment, so, I mean, we was ready, we was prepared, and I mean, it just came down to a couple plays. It was basically, their defense made more plays than us, our defense, so, I mean, they was one of the top defenses in the nation, so, I mean, we expected that, but we just had to rally up and try to match what they had.
What were you guys able to do to kind of disrupt their front a little bit?
Like I said, we had 3 D tackles in, so, I mean, that was just a start as far as just having them cut back in the middle instead of running outside, because that's where they mainly runs was going to. So, I mean, as far as that, I don't know how many rushing yards they had, but as far as the coaches said, we held them to a good amount.
You guys pull within, look like you're going to tie the game there, and the missed extra point. I mean, what kind of momentum shifter is that kind of a play?
I mean, we still had the momentum, the defense. We was just ready to get back out there and knowing that we can make the stop, we can keep doing it, just give our offense a chance to do it. And I mean, obviously, the defense, like I said, stepped up and became one of the defensive nation.